What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be talking about the upcoming double game week 25, the fixtures that have been announced, anything we can do to maybe plan for other fixtures that might come out, and then potentially some players and dilemmas that we may all be thinking about going into game week 24 and then prepping for game week 25 as well. So the double game weeks that we've had are for Brighton and Manchester United. So you can see for my squad up on screen at the moment, I currently have 2 free transfers and made 0. I have 3 Manchester United options in my team, but I do have no Mohamed Salah. We'll talk about him in a bit more detail later in the video, but I do have 3 Manchester United and no Brighton in my team at the moment, so a bit of a dilemma there. So maybe I need to look at some Brighton assets if they're going to have a double, or am I going to want to actually keep all 3 Manchester United assets, or could one of them be leaving my team? But let's dive straight in, and this is how my team lines up, and we'll have a look both from my perspective but also your guys at how the double could impact our upcoming planning. So there are 2 double game weeks that have been announced. One for Brighton, who now have 2 away fixtures, one against Watford and one against Manchester United, and the Manchester United with 2 home fixtures, at home to Southampton and at home to Brighton. So that Brighton Manchester United fixture has been added, and I would say they're 2 good double game weeks, not particularly brilliant. Brighton away at Watford and away at Manchester United is slightly more difficult. Watford haven't looked that great in recent game weeks, so hopefully they can get something there. If you do own the likes of Trossard, Mopai, Cucurella, Lamptey, Sanchez in defence potentially, they are good options to keep a hold of, definitely, even though they do blank in game week 24. And then Manchester United, it is good that they have 2 home fixtures. I do think they're a better side at home. Home to Southampton, who haven't looked that great in recent weeks, but Brighton are definitely a tough team to break down. With Dunk back in the side, they're likely to go to a back 5, which will improve their defence and maybe make for slightly more cagey games, which may swing the balance in the favour of Manchester United defensively compared to owning their attack as well. But these are the double game week fixtures, but it's really important that we consider all the fixtures around game week 25 and not just that game week in isolation. So if we have a look at their upcoming fixtures now, so you've got Manchester United there, who play Burnley away this week, then the double game week followed by Leeds and Watford in game week 26 and 27, before the Manchester United fixtures turn really difficult from game week 28 onwards. So if you are buying into a Manchester United asset, buying them in game week 24 is not a bad option, and you do have the ability to hold on to them in game week 26 and game week 27 as well. And if we look at Brighton, at the moment they blank in game week 24, but do have a double game week against Watford and Manchester United in game week 25, as we've mentioned, but then do go on to play Burnley in 26, Aston Villa in 27, and Newcastle in game week 28. It is also worth mentioning that there is a chance, a possibility, that they have a double game week in game week 26 as well. Now this is just predictions by the likes of Ben Crellin and Mikel Topram over on Twitter, but Burnley at home could be joined by a Tottenham fixture again for Brighton to have 2 double game weeks in a row. So yes, you're not wanting to really invest in your Brighton assets for this game week, but again, just like Manchester United, you're not necessarily just buying them for the 1 game week in game week 25, because even if Brighton don't get their double in 26, they still have a really nice run of fixtures for the few game weeks after. So you could play Brighton players in game week 26 and 27 and then 28 as well. Game week 27 is the week where there will be no Arsenal fixture, no Chelsea fixture, no Leicester and no Liverpool as well, because of the EFL Cup final. So there is a blank game week for those teams there. So buying into some Brighton and Manchester United assets who do have a fixture that week, as well as quite nice games as well, could be beneficial for your team long term. However, there are plenty of other teams that we could be buying into. So let's compare these fixtures that Manchester United and Brighton have to some of the other teams that we could be investing into at the moment. So up on screen here, I've pulled out some of the key teams with nice runs of fixtures starting in game week 24, 25. And then at the bottom there, you've got Manchester United and Brighton. We've also included Liverpool and Manchester City because they are some of the most highly owned assets that we might want to be buying in at the moment. So the top one we've got is Arsenal. Now, I find Arsenal a really difficult one to decide what to do. I have a couple of players in my team from them, as you saw at the beginning of the video. Now, they have a nice fixture against Wolves in 24, but then they blank. Then they have a nice nice fixture in game week 26 before they blank again, before nice fixtures in game week 28 and 29. They are one of the best budget teams that we can buy, both from a defensive point of view and in their midfield as well, and even Lacazette up front. So if you do have the ability to buy some of these players but maybe bench them, I do like them as assets as well. Southampton over the next two is more difficult, but from game week 26, the likes of James Ward-Prowse, the likes of Broha, if Livramento's back from injury again, is really nice. Aston Villa, you've got there a really nice run of fixtures. The likes of Coutinho, Luca Dean, Ollie Watkins should all be players that we're targeting, along with Crystal Palace there. Now, Crystal Palace and Everton are slightly more difficult. The good thing about these two teams is they have some really nice budget options. So the likes of Damari Gray, the likes of Olise at Crystal Palace could be really nice enablers when we're trying to own the likes of Salah, Bruno Fernandes, the likes of Trossard, Ronaldo, all in our teams at the same time. Having some of these cheap options that you could target with nice fixtures as well. I think Palace and Everton are the two teams that I would look at particularly, unless you go for a cheap option from the likes of Brighton with their double game week. You then, of course, have Liverpool and Manchester City there. So Leicester, Burnley, Norwich in the next three for Liverpool before I blank in 27, and then Manchester City again with a really nice run of fixtures: Brentford, Norwich, Tottenham and Everton. So yes, Manchester United and Brighton are definitely players that we should look to target. But there are plenty of other teams and plenty of other nice fixture runs that we could be considering bringing into our team. However, I do think the short term, the way that the second half of the season often works, is just targeting the doubles, targeting the blanks every week. So if you can buy into Manchester United assets, we'll talk about them in a bit more detail. And Brighton at the moment, I do think they are really nice options to own. There will be videos out closer to the deadline about exact players to buy, but Brighton are defensive assets given their fixtures after the double. I really like the likes of Cucurella because I think he's the most likely to start all of the games and has attacking threat. Webster in defence as well, and then maybe Trossard and Mopai up front. And then Manchester United. Dalot's an interesting one. We don't know how Wan-Bissaka is going to come back into the team. It seems like he's picked up a bit of a knock. But David De Gea defensively, then either Bruno Fernandes or Ronaldo. I'd probably make sure you own one of them going into game week 25. The issue is for a lot of us who own both Fernandes and Ronaldo. Now, if you don't own Fernandes or you don't own Ronaldo and you own one of them, or you own neither, I think owning one with Salah is absolutely fine. However, if you own both, like me, it's very difficult to think that selling Fernandes or selling Ronaldo for Salah going into that double game week is a good idea, and it's a bit of a tricky situation for us at the moment. So you can see the Manchester United fixtures there, Southampton and Brighton for them, and then Burnley away for Salah. Now in game week 24, before the double game week, now Salah, we don't know if he's quite going to be back in time, but he looks like he probably will with the amount of turnaround that he'll have after the African Cup of Nations. Salah has Leicester at home, whereas Manchester United go away to Burnley. So that's a pretty even match. Now Salah is a better FPL asset than both Fernandes and Ronaldo. I don't think anyone's going to debate that with me. However, the real focus is there enough upside for Fernandes and Ronaldo in order to not get Salah? For me, at the moment, anyone in this situation, I think Fernandes and Ronaldo I would keep. If you don't own both Fernandes and Ronaldo, I wouldn't go buying into the second one. Owning one of them with Salah is fine. But if you own Fernandes and Ronaldo at the moment and can't get Salah in, for me, I would be keeping the two Manchester United options for now in my team, play them in the double and then sell them straight away to get Salah in, who plays Norwich at home in game week 26 after the double game week. So that is my plan with this. A few key players to target. I do like the double game weeks that we've got. Brighton more from a defensive point of view, but maybe you can take a gamble on the likes of Trossard or Mopai or McAllister from an attacking point of view. Manchester United, I think 2 players is fine. If you've got 3 at the moment, I wouldn't be selling them. So with me having De Gea, Fernandes and Ronaldo, I wouldn't be selling them from my team, but maybe targeting 2 from Manchester United and maybe 1 or 2 from Brighton is probably the optimal strategy. Don't go ripping up your teams because, as I said, there are plenty of other teams that we could be looking to bring in that have nice fixtures starting now and for the foreseeable future that probably are more reliable picks than some of these double game week players that we could be bringing in. We've seen over the past years the amount of double game week traps that there have been. We've had Dennis, we had Brighton last season, so don't get drawn too much into it, but if there is an easy way to fit them into your team, then that's a great idea, given they also have very nice fixtures after the double game week as well. So here are just the first few thoughts about how I'm reacting to the double, what I plan on doing with my team and everything like that. Looking to maybe keep my Manchester United options and bring some of those Brighton players in to really target the doubles, but maybe not go quite too overboard with it. If you have enjoyed, drop all your questions in the comment section down below. Please leave a like, subscribe and turn on notifications. There are plenty of videos and live streams going between now and Game Week 24, Game Week 25, and the rest of the season to help you predict and prepare all these double game weeks, all these blank game weeks, and get you the best rank you possibly can in this FPL season. So if you have enjoyed, please do like and subscribe, and I'll be back again very soon.